What is going on? I'm ZMOT, back with a brand new edition. What we're going to be doing in today's video is warships. Yes, more warships. I've got some operation videos in the pipe though, so do consider subscribing for those. Also, one more quick note. Scorcher Life Leech. Just when you thought 16 Scorchers couldn't get any stronger, OM goodness. Also, critter spawn at 50%. By the way, when the heck are we going to get a mech tribe? When the heck indeed? 3 good tribes all at the same time. Heavy damage can be fun too, but that's just a little bit silly and ridiculous. Nonetheless, we left off. I was in tier 15. I went out and got this base, and let me tell you, this base rules. Big shout out to Mr. Mackett sitting number 3, I should say, in New Zealand. Told me to use this base. Orion also said, Zed, you need to use this base. And it turns out, you know what? I had to use this base. So I had no time. I thought it wasn't worth it. Then I went and put it in. Look at this. They only got 1, they got 0, they only got 0, they got 1, they got 1, they got 1, they got 0, they got 1, they got 1. That was the most annoying sequence of me speaking that I can remember off the top of my head. So thanks for bearing with me. If you are new or haven't been paying attention or you want a refresher, here is my tech tree. I've got no smoke, I've got no rifles. Otherwise, I got basically everything. Went on a bit of a spending spree. Do not have brick. I think that is a good thing. Brick, I feel like, was a red herring. Don't go for brick if you've already gone for brick. Do let me know how you're going, but I feel like it's going to be a bit of a not super awesome time. Everspark is the hero of the minute. Kavan starting to catch up a little bit. Everspark still number 1 though. A lot of you, including my other account, are indeed holding out for Bullet though. Bullet's going to be so amazing once we get way over to Bullet. I hope so anyways. My other account is banking on it. Anyways, speaking of bank, I went to the bank and got myself a Doom Cannon. We also have Cryoneers maxed. That was a stupid move on my part, but it's kind of paying off at the same time. So next up, I want to get some more defenses. That is only going to make this harder, and that will make me a maxed. I think I'll be maxed at that point as far as things we can have at the 4 engine room level. Yes, indeed, I will have every single possible defense. So that's what we're trying to do right now. We are at a 9 win streak. Look at that. You know you're at a 9 win streak when you have that one attack just dragging at you, and the best way to lose a win streak is to go on YouTube, because it guarantees that I'm going to totally and utterly bungle this up. So what we're going to do now, what I've been doing is fully and completely, little bit of a tragically hip reference there, delaying some things. You don't need to rush. There's no need to hurry. Now, as you can see here, I do not have artillery. I was looking to get rid of that shock blaster. My other account has that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop my heavies on the right hand side, and then I'm gonna drop 2 boats of Zookas on this left hand side. We're gonna drop Everspark way over to that left hand side. Then we're just gonna do something like this. The heavies are gonna draw all of the fire of that mortar just for a couple seconds as our Zookas can sneak in there and blow that mortar up with no troops lost. Things are looking fairly okay so far. Zookas coming in. We haven't lost any more heavies, and that is fairly important. Now, next up, we're going to need to throw a medkit right about there, because our Zookas are, of course, going to fan out a little bit. That's why those mines are placed just like so. And that medkit has gone away at the wrong possible time. So, next up, we're going to move the heck over into here. Would love to throw some form of smoke out there, but of course we don't have smoke. So there are a few things that are definitely lacking on each of these accounts. We're only going to be playing 1 account today, of course, but next up, out come those critters. Critter Swarm. I should have upgraded Critter Swarm a long time ago. Really wish I did. Don't need to worry about shock blasters. I worried about shock blasters for far too long, and then you just get like 1 heavy to stand in front of it, and down goes the shock blaster. And then out come some more critters. Don't think I have ever had an attack that has used this many medkits before, but that is what is required based on this base, so that is what we are going to do. Just medkitting absolutely everything. We have not used nearly enough shocks, which is probably why I'm using so darn many medkits, but we are moving forward, so things are... Oh, I just missed the easiest shock in the history of shocks. That left-hand side machine gun should be shocked right now, but I utterly blew it. So suddenly this attack is not looking like such a surefire thing anymore. Definitely need this shock right here, and now we should be golden. I think it's going to be super close because that mine right in front is going to eat all of our Zookas in about now. But I think we have enough troops to barely squeak out one final win. As long as that medkit gets in there in time. Man, I gotta say, I upgraded my medkits, and I don't normally upgrade my medkits, but this time medkits fully and utterly and completely won the battle for us. They went all 4 engine rooms against that back wall. Against artillery players, that is a terrible idea. They could artillery at least 2 of your engine rooms, and they would have beat you because you only got 1 of mine. So this kind of layout with any engine rooms touching is going to be a thing of the past within a day or 2 days. If right now you have 2 engine rooms touching, please take my advice and make them not touching. We need some social distancing, physical distancing of the engine rooms. If I never hear the term physical social distancing again, I will be a very happy person. But we now have the tokens to go in here and get this choice node. I've got to think that boom cannons are the answer, just because of their extra range. I'm going to go ahead and go with boom cannons. If you think I was wrong for doing this, please hit me up in the comments. I am that close to getting artillery and all of the ridiculous defenses I have, and I have not been playing a heck of a lot. So if you are one of those people who is, like I said, if your engine rooms are touching, don't do it. You are going to regret it, and regret it a lot. So we're just going to drop these in here because I haven't put any thought into where they could go. Probably could place like one back in this neighborhood, but what I want to do is I want to make people spend as much GBE up front as we possibly can. And so putting it in the back there where they're probably going to shock that shock launcher, I don't know. Again, I'm not the base builder. I am the offensive player. Speaking, look at this. Look how pretty that is. You can't scroll to a loss. 10 win streak. This base is all doing all of the goodness. This is like 1% me and 90% this base. Now, if I had smoke, I would smoke back there and crush this base, but sadly we don't have smoke. So I'm just going to come at it from this side. And I gotta say, please consider this sort of drop. Drop a Zuka, and then just hang out for a little bit. Let your Zukas crush the flamethrower and the sniper tower that are sitting there, and then drop a couple things in behind. Probably need to drop a heavy over in here so they can clear some of those mines. We're gonna drop this over here, then we're gonna just go something like this. And I highly recommend doing it in that style of approach, because look at this. We've lost 0 heavies, and in the meantime, we've cleared all of those buildings. It is so much better than wasting your troops, as I waste some troops here. But this shock should be magical. Look at that shock. I actually pulled it off. Now what we need to do is move our troops over here. Why I wasn't doing this earlier, I'm not entirely sure. But I'm hoping that we can get our Zukas past those mines, just like that. And then we're going to shock right in here. So a lot of these bases have these weird, like, just uncomfortably strange mine patterns. Like, there's no reason to go over to that left-hand side. I'm guessing they used to have an engine room over in there, and then they got rid of it. So, oh, that mortar just melted my face as I was watching the other things. So do pay attention. Don't do what I'm doing, and then just keep shifting over to that one side. And I'm amazed that no one has tried that against my base. Like, completely and utterly amazed as we shock that doom cannon behind the core. And then we're just gonna cruise on in, hoping that that left-hand side Zukas don't get destroyed by that mortar. We've got critters out front though, should be able to get all of this stuff down as long as Everspark keeps giving us critters. We've got some going forwards, some going backwards. Ooh, it's getting tight in here. It's getting awfully close. Every single battle is like this. Everspark is not helping us at all right now, but I am fairly certain we are about to get the last of these engine rooms down just by coming over here and then backing her up, getting the heck away from all of those machine guns, and then we're just going to park right about here. And no one has gotten 2 of my engine rooms ever. That's just sounds like this weird humble brag, but it's the truth. No one has gotten more than 1 of my engine rooms, so as long as I can aim to get 2, I can win for now. That's clearly going to change as we start moving up the ranks. Guaranteed there are smart people that can take my base down, but for right now, just aim for 2, and if we get 4, then so be it. And we are cruising upwards on that win streak. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to pick up a building. There we go. If you want to take a screenshot right now, hopefully that will give you all the info. Actually, you know what? Let's move this out a little bit so you can get all of the things. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go like that, and you can take a screenshot right now. If you want to copy this base, by all means do. There's nothing that you can't copy. Hopefully that helps you out. If you want a high resolution screenshot, hit me up in the comments. I'll do my best to send that along. But these videos are recorded at 1080p with 60 frames per second. So you should already be able to do that. If you have any problems, do hit me up. Now the fact that they've got 2, let's go like this. I want to see where that shock blast, like we should be able to avoid that shock blaster-ish. We're going to drop our heavies first. If you're wondering why I'm dropping from this far left-hand ramp, it's just because that's where I know where to drop. And then we're going to get some more Zookas in behind. I like to delay Everspark just because I hate the idea of her walking on a boom mine. And then we're going to get our cryos in behind, and we're just going to hang out for a sec. I will be dropping my last boat of heavies. I'm not stupid enough. I might be forgetful enough, but not stupid enough to drop only 7 boats. And then we're just going to get in here and pull off that Lego shock right about there. I call it a Lego shock. I made up the term. It doesn't really mean anything, but it's just because Lego bricks are 2x4. Hopefully that makes some sense to you. I kind of assume everyone knows what a Lego brick looks like, but I tend to spell it out just because I'm not entirely sure who had the similar sort of childhood as me and who didn't. So at this point, shocking some things. There are a lot of mines up there, so we're going to get all sorts of critters out front. Look how good these critters are at clearing all of the mines. Also going to throw a med kit out there because there are so many mines still yet to be cleared. And now we can throw this shock. You can shock around the corner. See that, how we shocked around the corner there? So useful. I don't see people doing that nearly enough. Look, that one critter just cleared every single mine in that entire area. That was absolute magic right there, just rushing through all of the things. And now as soon as we get rid of this last shock launcher, we're going to pull over into here, and that should be enough to beat this base. Like I said, no one's gotten more. Look, see, there we go, right on schedule. Like, just everyone getting 1 engine room and no more than that. So we should be absolutely Gucci, as someone once said. That is not something you'll hear me saying more than once every 3 months, probably, because I don't fully understand what I'm saying. But do build this base. I kind of hate that I'm saying that because everyone's going to figure it out once they start seeing more and more of it. Now, I'm also going to show you why this base works so well. I can't promise that every player I've gone up against is going to be able to attack it the same way, but because there's just so many different metas. People are using tanks, people are using artillery, people are using warriors even. But if you look at these mines, you see how they're spread out to the sides? All of the critters get pulled into the middle, all of the Zookas fan out, and they just get murdered. So this person's using brick. As soon as you see brick, you know they're going to lose, because 90% of people who are using brick are using the wrong ability. If you're using brick, please consider using Iron Will. It's about the only chance you have of using brick well, but they've already lost most of their troops. They're bringing in riflemen, which is not going to be the right answer. And brick just can't bring back troops fast enough. Kavan, second wind, gets very, very expensive very quickly. Everspark just poops out critters all the time for free. Again, Everspark probably not going to last until Diamond, but she's lasting for right now. So she will peak early, but she will peak. At least that's what it sure seems like anyways. This person has sort of the same sort of base. The middle is going to draw all the troops. The outside is going to draw. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over into about here, and we are going to try to come way, way over into here, trying to get over to that one side. That way our critters are going to turn that corner and hopefully do all sorts of good things for us. Again, I can't guarantee it. I am still learning all sorts of different tricks here, but that's going to be our best hope. I do believe. And our Lego Shock's going to be right there. Getting 2 machine guns, 2 mortars, that's going to open up so much goodness for us. Those Lego Shocks, you just can't. They are so, so good. And we just need to right now be a little bit careful because Everspark's starting to be in a little bit of danger over there on that side. And then more of these shocks. Every single time you throw a shock out there, you should be trying to land that 4x4 shock because it's only going to make things more amazing, more magical, and make your troops do amazing, amazing things. So now, as soon as we get one... Everspark's starting to take some shots, but thankfully the heavies step out front. And now that we've got some troops, don't go head on into those buildings because bad things are going to happen, just like we already talked about. So let your critters get in there, clear some mines, let your heavies get in there, start to turn the corners, and this should be good-ish. Again, we're going to find out in a second or two, but there is just so much going on here, and these bases are still only just getting started. These bases still are not maxed. I just maxed mine. This person likely still has some more mines they can get, some more buildings they can get. Are we going to get any engine rooms? I don't even know. I think our winning streak is going to come to an end, which is going to be a fantastic way to end this video. So there we go. We have lost. So like I said, we're going to get more engine rooms back in this corner as things start to go. My base is doing extremely well, but as soon as I come up against another base like this, I blew it hard. Absolutely and utterly blew it. So do make yourself a base. Put your mines to the outside. Put your buildings to the inside. Probably want to move all of your buildings to the back, that far archipelago there, or that far peninsula, I guess is probably a better way to describe it in Boom Beach terms. That's all for me, though. 17 minutes. If you stayed this long, I'm sorry you had to see the win streak go down in flames. Let's just check where I'm at on the New Zealand leaderboard. Up to 14, just below your dad. Yeah, right. Let's cruise on in. 127 battles so far. I don't know if that's a lot or a little. Let's have a look, see what HLY is at. 295. So haven't attacked a ton. Why I check HLY is because HLY usually, whoa, killer. Just killing it. 646 battles. Coming in at below 50% win rate. Wow. Where am I at for win rate? Let's just quickly check that. 52%, just there below your dad. Anyways, that is all for me. As always, hopefully this video helps you out. Hit me up in the comments. Let me know if you are gone this route, if you've gone a different tech tree, a different meta, what you're enjoying, if you're playing, if you're using Scorchers, what operation your task force is doing. As you can see here, we are doing Forlorn Hope. We've got 11 attacks left to take down 1.5 bases. Should be no problem at all. That's going to give us 29 diamonds. I have not touched my resource boat. If you don't know what I'm talking about, please hit me up in the comments because this is exactly what you need right here. Don't go anywhere near it. HQ 25 has to be somewhere on the horizon. Where? I don't know, but the easiest way to start saving is right there in that resource boat. I've got like 48 million gold in there, 697 million wood. Random numbers are super easy to make up, and 67% of the population believes them. So we are going to upgrade that residence. Then I'm going to bid you adieu as my card goes out. Thank you for coming in. I'm ZMOT. Peace.